when I was like 15, my friend Paul Gilchrist, turned me on to Metallic KO, Iggy, and that's when I came alive. That music made sense from then on. To make music made sense.
Ren and I grew up together. He told me that we actually met in primary school at 7, which I was a little fuzzy about. But we went to high school together. He blames me for introducing him to Metallic KO and getting his mind into music.
I've been playing, since, like 15.
Back in the day, I guess, being young, the first band I sort of saw on a kind of semi-regular basis would have been Head On, which was Ren, Chris Willard,
Martin
Bland, and Phil Rady.
Ren, I first heard of Ren and Martin in an issue of DNA magazine when I read about Head On. And at that time I was pretty impressed with people being in, fanzines. But I read very glowing reviews of Head On, and I'd seen those guys around. I never actually saw their band play, but I didn't meet them officially until I moved to Sydney. And Ren was known as a crazy guitar player, and Harry Butler gave him some glowing reviews in the magazine. And Ren was one of my musical compadres.
I've been in Blood Loss, Lubricated Goat, another good band, Laundry, band from Seattle, which I went on tour with, joined them because I was itching to go on tour, and joined them so I could, go on tour again, learn the songs on the road. That was when I got into sax playing though. Munro's Fur, band from, Perth boys really. Met them in Sydney and then joined them when I was in Seattle. Briefly, one song in Mudhoney. Gentleman of Leisure in New York.
He was an extraordinary character. He had an ambition from when he was 13, 14, that for some reason he wanted to go to New York. He did.
Another New York band was, AGM Forehead, which was this guy Nico that had lunch with Ornette Coleman, so that was good enough for me. So I joined him playing sax. Another free jazz band in New York, which we called the Free Jazz Band. Fear and Loathing. I was in Fear and Loathing. At the moment, the $1 Billion Bums singing, which is always good. And Leather Messiah and Peterhead just playing sax. Keep my hand in, basically. It's sort of, that's someone else's babe, so it's not really like my thing. So, but yeah, it's good to be in them. Clawhammer. That was good. Yeah, Clawhammer flew me down to LA to play sax on their one of their recordings. About probably 4 years ago now. Yeah, they flew me down. John, their singer, John Wall, had gotten into playing tenor sax as well. They flew me down. I ended up recording with him, and he was like, just play on these songs. I had no rehearsal for them or nothing, hadn't heard them. They were still making the songs, as we were doing it. And all the stuff that I did on sax was like, shit, man, you can do this shit by now, John, because he'd been getting into it. But because they had a big enough budget, they flew me down just to fucking hang out. So, yeah, it's my sax on there, but it could have been him quite easily, and Mudhoney on 1995, that song flew me down. Took me into the studio for that. That's where they got the name for the record, actually. From when they were driving me home after the session, they were going through Burger King, and they were like, do you want a burger? And I was like, I don't eat of my brother the cow, I'm a vegetarian, try to be. So I'm like, yes, that's the name for the record. I think music's in you. You just play, you have to, it's a release. There is no other motivation, really. I've given up on, it would have been good to make money and be a rock star and all that sort of shit. But music's in you. You just do it because you're a musician. Sax is an easy thing to get intensity with. It's guitar is just hands and electricity, magnet, because I'm into feedback, magnetism will make intensity with a guitar, but with sax, it's vocal as well as hands, so it's very easy. It's as easy as singing. You can articulate a point easier with a saxophone than you can with a guitar, because you have an extra instrument. You have your throat as well,
So bringing that characteristically intense sound to a band like, say, Peterhead, for example, is that something that you have to work at, or does that dynamic come naturally working with bands like that?
The dynamic comes from the band. Depends who you're playing with. When I was playing with Laundry in Seattle, or we did a West Coast tour with them. They're stand-up bass, guitar, drums, and sax, and it was a lot jazzier, a lot cleaner sort of sound. Whereas Peterhead's a fucking bloody mess, And so, depending on what band you're in, depends on how you have to approach how you play, how you deal with it. Yeah, there's some rockin' musicians in this town. They should get the fuck out of this town, as we all should. But there's some good people. I think overseas you definitely you make you make money as a musician. You can take yourself more seriously as a musician. Whereas here it's you've I used to make more money fucking 20 years ago, man, than now. You take yourself more seriously as a musician there, because it's a job. It is, anything you do is, you don't have the doll, so therefore whatever you do is a job. So therefore, a musician can actually be perceived as a working, professional jackass, instead of just like I do this on the side, Yeah, I think it's very healthy. I like the idea of, I like the idea of the doll, I do, because I like, I work, so I don't mind paying taxes to people that don't want to work. Keeps them out of the workforce so I can get a job, so I can get the fuck out of here. But, it definitely, definitely helps the mindset of musicians, because that, that is an actual palpable profession, it's a thing that whereas for here, you can just be on the dole, and every asshole's a musician, But, Adelaide is definitely sort of, I don't know, just, you go up, you do your thing, and fucking go home, and lucky if you get paid, This town is fucked, man, as far as fucking music goes. It really fucking sucks, man. It's bullshit. An abomination. I think it's a good thing. It takes the game out of it, though. Well, just to play devil's advocate it's a good thing, because anything that will make someone creative is a good idea. It's a good idea, but it takes the game out of it. You don't have to. You can sit in your living room or lay in bed and do it, whereas, before all that shit came in, you had to go out and actually work at it. So, digitalisation of music, that's created, any asshole can sit at home and make a fucking record. But, there still should be, in music, people playing, live gigs. Here's an idea, we haven't even finished forming it yet. Enjoy the process, enjoy watching it happen. Yeah, Tommy Messiah, he's a good man. Fucking hell, I don't know, Dave, all the bums. Terry's a fucking excellent drummer. Herman's an excellent bass player.
At the moment, I'm playing in another band called the $1 Billion Bums, which has got the fabulous Renastair EJ, the mighty Edge, Dave Mason, ex-Primevals and Exploding White Mice, and Terry from Fear and Loathing, best drummer in the world.
Do you think there's, these days, less or more support for women players in the local music scene?
More. And the more the better. Although women can't rock, of course, but, No, cut that, man. No, I didn't say that.
Do you think 3D plays a significant role in support of local music?
Yeah, I do, actually. Yes. I've heard stuff on 3D that I didn't even realise I was even on, Yeah, 3D's good at digging up some fucking shit that's, you haven't heard for ages, Or that you would never think anyone would hear,
What's your thoughts in regards to Harry Butler's continual production of the DNA fanzine over the last 30 years?
I think it's good that he gives a fuck, that he, At least someone gives a shit, you know. I don't know why he does, you know, but, you know, why do I still play music? He does that, you know. Yeah, Harry's a good man. Very hard to pick one. I did ride on the crowd once. Did surf the crowd with a sax. No one knew what to do with me. I dived out into the crowd and they're like, fucking, what are we doing with the fucking horn? And they're passing you around here, fucking... You ever try to not knock your teeth out, man? I don't know, most of the... I don't know. Every gig's good, man. Every gig's good. One time on tour with the Lubricated Goat, me and Stu got into this fucking ridiculous knife fight in Berlin. We'd bought these little flick knives, all the band, you know, it's like souvenirs, in Hamburg.
So we had our switchblades that wouldn't open an envelope, and we were carrying them around, which is kind of stupid.
And then after we finished playing the show in Berlin, we went off to, you know, do what bands do, or some bands do after shows. And the deal went wrong. And we got into this fucking ridiculous knife fight with this Turkish guy in fucking Berlin. Me and Stu we met up with these two Australian gals, actually.
And then this girl, well, it wasn't stupid to have an envelope opener on you, I guess, but...
and we went off to score, you know. And it went wrong.
This girl gave this guy our money, and he took off over the fence.
This guy tried to rip us off, man. So we, you know, went after him. You know, he goes through, we were sitting, you know, down. He was this big Turkish Berliner. And we're sitting down. He go, do we have time for this fucking story? It's a long story, man. We're sitting down on this bench, you know, and this guy comes up, yeah, I can get you on, you know, and they were like, yeah, this is the, you know, this is the area, this place, you know, it should be cool. So he just, you know, he grabs our money, which he fucking, you know, you never do. You don't hand your money over straight away. So we're like, you know, you better fucking not rip us off, you know. He goes through this doorway, and we're like, no, this is not good. Shuts the door, you know, a big gateway, big archway, like door. We're like, yeah, this is not good. So we get up and follow him. Open the door, and he's halfway over the fucking fence, man.
And I grabbed him just before he got over the fence and dragged him back down. And we had him up against the wall.
So we grab him, pull him down. He's a big motherfucker, man. He's like, you know, twice the size of me and Stu put together, you know. All four of us put together. And, you know, we're like, you know, just give us the fucking money back. We'll go to someone else.
Said, how do we get our money back?
And he won't, you know. No. He's babbling away in fucking Turkish German.
So we're like, wo ist der Geld? Wo ist der Geld? He's like, Nick, haven't you got or whatever?
Well, just give us the fucking money back, man. And Stu, for some reason, pulls out his fucking stupid little flick knife.
Because this guy had a knife behind his back. I'm like, he's got a knife.
Give us our fucking money back. So the guy lifts his fucking shirt and he's got a Bowie knife, man. Blade like this thing, you know. He's like, fucking hell, you know. Stu's got this pissy little fucking flick knife that, you know, it flicked out the end. Mine, like, came out like a switchblade. Mine was a decent one, at least. His, you know, if you tried to pop a balloon with it, a fucking blade would go back into the fucking thing. He's standing there with this thing. This guy's already shown his fucking knife, so it's like, oh, fuck. I pull out mine, so it's all right, 2 against 1, asshole. Give us our money back.
most of us have ones that came out the side. He had one that came out the front, a stiletto, I guess, and like this. And he goes, "Now who's got a knife, motherfucker?"
And the fucker, you know, it's like standing, you know, Mexican fucking standoff.
Got in this tussle with him and got the knife off him.
And the guy drops his fucking knife. I step on it. And he runs, because now we've got his knife, our knives. So he runs. He's still got our cash, though. So he runs, we chase him. And it's like, this was like after a gig. So it was like 4 or 5 in the morning when we started this deal. So now it's like 7 in the morning. We're chasing this guy through Berlin, which is fairly, you know, fairly populated area. There's all these people with suitcases. We're jumping over them with knives, you know, chasing this guy. We catch up with him. And he must have been exhausted because he was huge. He was way big, you know. And I grabbed him by the back of the neck and held him down like this. Just give us our fucking money back, man. This is bullshit, you know. And he's like, you know, no, you know. So Stu comes up and starts kicking him in the face. And finally the guy drops, throws the money down. We walk away. We've got our money back. We've got his knife, you know, and these 2 gals. We didn't get our drugs, but, you know, we're walking away, you know, yeah, no, I'm fucks with the goat, man. You know, we're strutting down fucking Stras or whatever. And, you know how when you hear someone running up behind you, you see, you know, yeah, we turn around. This guy, the whole thing had happened in, like, the Turkish area of Berlin. So he'd gone into like his brother's fucking cousin's butcher shop and got a serious fucking knife. Serious fucking knife, this big. We turn around, I turned around just in time. He like was going, you know, just swinging at us. I turned around and ducked, and like, you know, he was going for my eye. Sliced me across here, but, you know, I could feel, you know, you can feel that, like, shit, it's a flesh wound, big deal, even though there's blood, piss and all that. But he goes after Stu.
He started chasing me down the street.
So he takes off after Stu. I'm on the other side of the street with fucking his knife, his Bowie knife, my flick knife.
And it seemed weird because there wasn't any music on, you know. It's just the sound of footsteps and breathing. And this guy after me. And there should have been some music, you know.
They disappear around the corner. I get up to the corner. I fucking get around the corner. Can't see anyone. No, they're all gone. Disappeared. I don't know where the fuck I am, you know.
Then I was hiding behind this door. It was like a Monday morning by now.
I mean, it fucking, you know, by now it's like 8 in the morning. There's people just wandering by with briefcases. You can imagine this fucking scene. I kept like following him up the street because they're on the other side of the fucking road. Thinking, you know, he's gonna kill Stu. If he's done this to me, he's gonna fucking kill Stu.
So I was hiding behind this door and the guy's pushing on the other side.
You know, I walk down the street slowly, you know, because I really don't want to fucking kill this guy. But I might have to, because he might be killing Stu from, you know, he's got this massive fucking knife that he's gotten from his fucking butcher shop friend. And this guy's rattling on the gate trying to get in, but they, you know, they've locked the gate and they're like, fuck off, you know, fuck off. And finally, you know, he disappears. And they ask the guys that are working on this construction site, you know, is he around?
And then the workman banged on the door and said it was safe to come out.
No, he's not here, no, you know, I'm doing a badge, you know. No, nine, he's, you know.
But the guy was hiding down the alley, which may be the point at which he wiped the knife in dog shit.
So they leave, he walks out of the gate and this guy's like standing.
So when I came out of hiding behind this door, I didn't have any distance on him anymore. because he wasn't running that fast because I had sort of beaten him up a bit, you know.
You know, here's the gate, he's standing here. As soon as they open the gate, he grabs Stu.
And anyway, so he's like chasing me like this still, and I got around this corner, I went through this doorway, and I wanted to go over the back fence and out, you know, whatever. And it was all chained up, so then the guy figured out what apartment I was in, and he just pushed the door open, and he came in and started stabbing me. I thought he stabbed me more than once. He slashed my face open.
Slams this fucking knife through his fucking cheek, man.
And then I think the knife kind of slipped through my hair and stuff, you know. And he's punching me and shit like that. And then I think he thought he had killed me because he missed my jugular by about this much. And then he left. And then I came out and I was going, oh my God, it's so deep.
Stu's white t-shirt is red and he's holding his throat. It's like, oh man, the guy's fucking slit his throat and he's just holding his head on, you know. There's just fucking blood everywhere, you know. They come walking back up the street. Apparently, you know, I was like, fucking, you know, what happened?
And then we went to the hospital and got stitched up.
Yeah, we had to play, the next night we were playing with Helios Creed, and Stu really wanted to do this Helios Creed show. We had to go to the hospital and get stitched up and shit, you know, deal with the fucking cops, which took hours, and, you know.
By the time we got out of the hospital and they called the police, and the police showed up, and it was all my World War II fantasies come to life, you know, because the uniforms were cut exactly like SS uniforms, except for they were green. And they took us in and interrogated us, and then they wanted us to look through the mugshot books, but you know, I didn't have time. We had to go and do a gig.
Didn't know where the fuck we were, so we had to get back to where we were staying. We finally, you know, catch up with the, you know, rest of the band, head off to Switzerland, where we were going to play with Helios Creed, and Lubricated Goat was supporting, so we were on, you know, we were on first, or you know, we were on before Helios. Stu goes up, opens his mouth, you know, his head's bandaged to fuck, man. He's like, you know, he goes up to sing, and we're late to this show, you know. The MC's like, ladies and gentlemen, a lubricated got, you know, and we fucking stumble on, I'm fucking bandaged. Stu's completely bandaged. Ladies and gentlemen, we walk on. Stu goes up to sing, you know, first fucking note of the song, opens his mouth and his cheek splits open again. So he just walks off, you know, pissing blood. He just ripped all the stitches up. So it's just me, Lachlan and Martin, you know. Ran, you're going to have to sing, you know, and I've been paying attention to what his fucking lyrics are. So, you know, yeah, all right, we belt through the goats. Belt through the goat set. And get to the end, you know, we're like making up shit. We're doing Blood Loss songs. We're doing fucking Louie Louie just to fucking get through this set. Because Stu, you know, it's Stu's babe. It's Stu's band. Yeah, he's not on there, you know. It's like, fuck. We're not the goat, he is, man, you know. So we get through the fucking set and, you know, oh, we finished the most shithouse set in the, you know. Yes, encore, brilliant, marvellous. So we come back on. We're like, all right, we'll do, I'll grab my sax. We'll just do this, like, free jazz thing for, like, 30 seconds, just the wildest free jazz thing, and then stop, and it'll just be so shit that they'll shut up and let us go home. We do that, and Lachlan's like, yeah, while you're doing that, I'll set my fucking pubes on fire. So, you know, there we are, you know, sax, drums, and Lachlan with his pubes on fire. We put out the fire, walk off, thank you very much, good night, you know, more again, so, fuck. So we're like, all right, we'll go on and stand on our heads. If that doesn't drive them away, nothing will. So we go on, stand on our heads again with the encore, you know. So finally, you know, it's like, fuck it, man, we're not going back on. We have nothing to give you people, you know. And then, yeah, the upshot of the whole fucking thing was poor old Stu's lying in this Swiss hospital. And the only, the tour's over, man. Stu's out, so, you know, middle of the tour, it's like, oh, fuck it. Me and Martin head back to, we all head back to the States. Lachlan heads to Texas, and me and Martin head back. Poor old Stu's sent in the hospital watching this fucking video that this guy had taken of the last show that we'd done without him in it, of us standing on our heads and making a complete debacle of his fucking man. He was a fucking mess, man. His head was like a fucking watermelon. He got this serious infection.
And the next day when I woke up, my body was starting to fucking get tighter, you know. I was sitting in the van all day and I couldn't move my head and I couldn't swallow and I couldn't eat.
I didn't get infected, but yeah, fuck.
You know, like feeling like I was about to drop dead. And then we drove on to Switzerland, and then when we got there they took me to the hospital and immediately gave me a tracheotomy, and I woke up 2 weeks later in intensive care with a tube up my nose to my stomach and one up my arm to my heart.
I'd like to be playing in a... maybe doing spoken word over jazz, like over not necessarily jazz, over incidental music, and a jazz band, a nice little jazz band playing at the C note down on fucking C, you know, down in Alphabet City, or New York. I'd like to just have a little band that I can just play down in the village.
Goodness became a sin the minute I stepped in. All soiled with rhythm and booze. Can you feel me? Can you feel me? Can you feel me? Up. Or has this screw come loose? A penny for the contents of your pretty little head. Mine's in the noose again. Congratulations, my friend. I'm all alone again. I'm all alone again. All alone. Congrats to me. Another damn bachelor's degree. Congratulations, my friend. Beautiful